Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Meiou and Taxes 3.0 as Hungary. Alright, so it's been actually a couple years since I checked this. Farmlands is at 471. I thought it was at 471 before I put 100 ducats in, but it might have been at 400 because the state actually owns 65 units of farmland in Pest. So I don't think we owned that before, so maybe it was around 400. But I put 30 more ducats into this province, so the state share of farmland should increase, or the state size should increase. The labor demand is still good. 21 labor demand by the peasants, and 35 labor supply from the peasantry. Burger demand in this province is actually negative. So there's actually 40 burghers migrating to this province. And their life comfort luxury is 200, 300, and 300%. So they're actually growing by 7 burghers a year. The peasants, on the other hand, are dying because their life needs are 103%, and comfort's 44%, and luxury is 11%. One other note, this executive authority, I touched upon it in the first episode, but I had no idea what it was. But it's actually based on ruler authority and institutional authority. So our ruler is a 161, but we actually get 353 pips. That's because there is 61.1% authority in our country. So it takes that 61% and it multiplies it by 18, and it gives 11 pips, and then it tries to balance the ruler skill around 444. So it decreases his dip skill from 6 to 5 and increases his admin and mill skill from 1 to 3. That's pretty much all I know about that. And then I think ruler authority and institutional authority, I think that's determined by the government form, which is determined by government reform. I'm not really going to worry about that. Now it seems like something that's very static and you can't really change. Alright, so in order to get this timber excise, we need tax collection state farming 2 or higher. So we would need to... That was tax collection of 2. So our tax collection right now is 1, which gives 5% plus 5% times state reach base tax efficiency plus 30% tax revenue transfer to elites based on power share and -1 base welfare. Nope, it says, note, ignore the effects of tax, all outdated, only enable, disable is relevant. Alright. I don't know what enable, disable is. But in order to get state tax farming 2, we need 15 bureaucracy average power and 30 bureaucratic influence. I'm still trying to get a bureaucrat advisor, but they're only giving me aristocrats. I could just do the... let's get rid of that. The employing a bureaucratic statesman. But this will apparently set us down a dangerous path. The other factions won't take it lightly. You know what? Let's actually do this. I'm going to experiment, see what this does. Alright, we lost a whole stability point. Okay, the aristocrats absolutely hate us, although that's neutral apparently. -84 is neutral. I imagine this is not a -100 to 100 slide if that is neutral, or it's just not really implemented. If this is not really implemented, then who cares? Just totally ignore it. Alright, for the taking stuff, you could leverage these guys. You could, for the burgers, you could crack down. So that's the opposite of the supporting them. They lose 20 influence. And they lose some loyalty. So if I want to get rid of the aristocrats, doing that's probably the best way, the easiest way, I would say. Cracking down on the aristocratic faction, they would lose 20 noble loyalty. And there would be 30 relations between the aristocrats and the state. Apparently, -84 is neutral, so I don't think that really means much. Then you could also demote. We could demote them. They lose power. -25 noble loyalty. You could protect the serfs. -15 noble loyalty. There's some extra monthly peasant freedom. I don't know if peasant freedom actually gravitates towards something, so I don't know if giving or taking peasant freedom, if it will reset back to a certain level. If so, this might not be worth it. And we could enforce levy obligations. There's 75% investment in noble levies for the next 10 years. A little bit of stability, increase interval, -10 noble loyalty, or leveraging the nobility. -15 noble loyalty for improving relations and diplomatic rep. That doesn't seem all that worthwhile. The clergy, crack down on them, promote secularization so they lose power, -25 clergy loyalty, leverage the church. You get +1 yearly spirituality for the next 5 years for -15 clergy loyalty. There's also something you could give them a favor and get spirituality. Prepare for a religious war. So this one is a free religious, well, not free, but it's a religious CB for 10 years on all heathen neighbors. That's because De Gratia is not in the game, so you don't have access to the state religion, so they give you the CB as a favor leverage thing. And that's -10 clergy loyalty, or rally the faithful for manpower recovery speed, stability increase interval for 10 clergy loyalty. I think you could also see stuff. I just see stuff from the nobles recently, so I can't actually do that again. You can only do it, I imagine it's like every 5 years. And then leveraging the burghers, you could crack down, renegotiate urban charters, so they lose power. Raise extraordinary levies, so they increase their money in urban levies. Promote anti-competitive practices. Diplomatic rep, -1. Merchant trade power +10. For 10 burgher loyalty. That actually seems pretty... It would seem pretty powerful if you actually made a lot from trade still. I'll probably end up decreasing that admin cost, because 35 a year is it's a lot. You could enforce special tolls. So 10% times burger power of commerce slot income transfer to local tax income for the next 5 years. -10 burger loyalty. Secure the naval supply. Wasn't done. Naval inefficiency +5%. Naval material stockpile speed. So naval material is the sailors. So if you're running low on naval material, you could go ahead and do that. You would, I guess, buy it faster or Because I'm pretty sure you have to buy those goods, so I think you would just procure them faster. These are all -10 burger loyalty. The nobles are all like -20 and 25. -15. -25. And then there's a privilege and revoking privilege system, which is actually, revoking privileges hurts a lot. I probably won't go over all of them in this episode, but -40 noble loyalty, -35 noble loyalty, -50 noble loyalty. But they also, some of these give +2 welfare, +4 welfare, which is the part of the hierarchy spirituality thing. So I imagine welfare is just decreases unrest. Something like that. Alright, did we get more farms in Pest? Yes, we did. We got to 81, so we increased our percentage, I think, by like 1%. Some of the... Oh, would you look at that? They're all losing money now. Huh. Okay, so... probably investing money not good. So the labor supply should still be good. Higher education is now actually producing. It's making... that's profitable. Commerce is profitable. Religious education is profitable. Oh, there we go. Well... so all of the rural stuff is not profitable. The urban goods are profitable. Okay, so the labor demand actually outstripped labor supply. That happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. I only put 130 ducats in the farmlands. And there's also 183,000 peasants in this province, with more coming. But, okay, so I think I mentioned at the beginning that the peasantry natural change was decreasing by, I think, 0.009. The natural change is now increasing because the wage of the peasants increased, so they are able to buy more goods, which leads to less peasants dying, so more being born. So eventually there will be an equilibrium. Labor demand will hit an equilibrium, and the size of the industries will decrease until they become profitable. So I'm learning probably not that great of an idea to invest your own ducats. Let's see what happens on the yearly tick. It's actually the industries themselves that choose to expand or retract. It's not anybody. So we couldn't choose to pay that money and have it not retract. It just happens. But yeah, the peasants now make a wage 404, but they make negative property income. Same with the nobles and the burghers and the clergy. So they make, from those industries, they make negative money. Okay, our ruler died. He's a 353, but because there's 72% authority now, he gets 13, so he's a 454. And we get stability loss. So we could begin a new alignment, and our advisors would leave. I'm fine with the advisors. That would also give us negative 50% stability. This one would give us negative 10% progress towards stability and negative relations. We don't have chiefs, so they can leave. The spiritualists, the clergy are not in this, so I imagine because the clergy and the bureaucrats are in the government, we don't get negative relations. So I think that's how you deal with that. So if I could get anyone other than an aristocrat, like a metropolitan, that'd be great. Actually, let's see. If I let's just go ahead and do this guy. We'll just do an aristocrat. Okay, it's still negative 10 relations. It didn't change. I imagine it didn't change because we already had the event. But the next time that he died, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't lose 10. They are losing influence. The clergy are gaining influence. The bureaucrats are not doing anything. I don't know why the bureaucrats aren't doing anything, and I don't know why the chiefs have power, because they don't... We don't even have chiefs. So who has that power? Who's using that influence of the chiefs? We'll rival the Ottomans. Sure. Force limit is 9 out of 9. Alright, so you want to do the green burgher and green bureaucrat reforms. You want to do the red noble and red clergy reforms. So this one should be good for us. Gives negative 25% times bureau power local corruption from elites and negative 0.05 yearly elite loyalty. So as far as I can tell, both of those look good. Decreasing local corruption and decreasing yearly elite loyalty. It's going to piss them off. It's going to cost 150 dip. Reforms of 1361. Reforming the realm is an arduous task, finding success only through careful diplomacy and the balancing of a variety of interests. Caution must be considered when enacting sweeping changes, as change in itself is a risk the whole realm will have to take. Alright. Oh. Okay. So the nobles gain negative 40 noble loyalty, negative 3 hierarchy, negative 40 relations. The burghers gain negative 40 loyalty. The clergy, negative 40 loyalty, negative 3 spirituality. The clans are angry, negative 3 welfare, negative 40 clan loyalty. That is a lot. So we could abandon them. That would give stability increase interval plus 50%, and it does not... I don't think it refunds you. That's like all of their loyalty. You know what? Let's do it. That's going to absolutely destroy our manpower, but... the bureaucrats are... Hey, at least the bureaucrats are indifferent, you know? This is... I'm pretty sure this is helping the bureaucrats. Just absolutely destroyed all of their loyalty. Report of all implemented reforms has been compiled below. Meritocracy, Hereditary Office 3. Do we have that? Or is that what that was? Or we can do that? I think that's what we reformed. Okay, so I think the way you do these are literally these. Yeah, so you transition from tax farming 1 to state tax farming 2 through this. So I would need 15 bureaucracy average power. Okay. A great success. We pissed off everybody. So if every reform gives that, -40. Oh boy. I'm going to go ahead and provide some tax relief to the burghers. Let's go ahead and give... go ahead and lavishly endow the church. Sure, 15% of tax income transferred to the clergy. And then let's go ahead and do... That one's yearly centralization, -0.05. We do gain 0.15 from the policy. That gives a little bit of stability. Just for some prestige, a little bit of mana. Go ahead and do that. So that should decrease our manpower because the nobles are mad. And the burghers. I don't think the clergy really give that much manpower. Might happen on the yearly tick. Alright, the state is still 79 size, 543 overall. The loss is actually, I thought it was decreasing. Total loss is 104. So the immigration should be increasing in this province. Immigration of peasants. Labor demand went from, I think, 40 to 45 now. So labor demand is increasing even more. Wages went up to 11. Rural wages, that is. Yeah, so the state size went from 79 down to 78, so it's trying to reach an equilibrium point. Imagine with more immigration. So migration increased about 100. There's a stability point. There's no pop-up for stability points anymore. And then they're actually growing. We're growing more peasant stock as well. So labor... I don't know what 1 unit of labor demand is exactly in terms of pops. But hopefully that reaches an equilibrium point soon. Before all of the industries. It will, so I threw ducats in there the labor demand was 21, so it doubled to 45. So I imagine the labor demand will drop down to 36. So some of that money that I invested is going to be lost, but some of it will still actually pay off over the long run. That's going to be it for this episode, so I'll continue in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.